Aristotle was born in 384 BC in Stagira, Greece. That's more than 2,000 years. But not much is known about his childhood, but we know that his dad died when he was very young. But before his dad died, he taught Aristotle biology, which influenced his future works on physiology and anatomy.
So, Aristotle. A lot of people think Aristotle is... What do you think one of Aristotle's theories is?
Well, I think that lighter objects don't fall as fast as heavy ones.
Oh, okay.
I think that's possible.
That's not true. Okay, so we already know that heavier objects do not fall faster than lighter objects. I'm going to prove that right now. So right here I have my test subject. What's your name? Derek Chandler. How much do you weigh? 140. The person I just threw in the beginning of the video is 130 pounds. So this guy is obviously 10 pounds heavier. So theoretically, he should fall faster according to Aristotle. So let's test that theory right now. Hey, what's that? I want to show you that video in slow-mo later. So that's it.
Not on purpose.
No, I caught him.
Aristotle's second hypothesis is that objects fall at a speed proportional to their weight. So in this experiment, we will drop something light and something heavy at the same time. The heavier object should fall faster than the lighter object.
So, as you can see from the last two clips, the first guy fell in 0.8 seconds, while the second guy, aka the heavier guy, fell in 1.15 seconds. So Aristotle's theory in this case will be technically correct, right? But this was like almost 2,000 years before Galileo. So he didn't really have an idea on how to disprove it. So using what he had at that time, he came up with this theory. I'll show you another experiment in case you don't get it. A pre-calc quiz that is from A4 paper, which is obviously less heavier than the Spanish textbook. So if I were to drop these two at the same time, you can tell the heavier textbook fell faster. That was Aristotle's theory. But if I were to put the paper on top of the textbook and drop them together, they'd fall at the same time. Why is that? Because the textbook creates vacuum, right? This vacuum prevents air resistance. And without air resistance, that just means that no matter the weight, they all fall at the same time.
When dropping two balls in water in an empty, graduated cylinder, the ball in the empty one should fall faster because air has a density less than that of water.
You can actually prove this with an experiment. You take two beakers, one with water, one with air. The one with water has more density, so the marble that dropped in the water has more velocity.
When you perform the experiment, this seems to be true. However,
So when density increases, velocity decreases. And when density decreases, velocity increases. So what happens when we're on the moon? The density is 0. So when 1 over 0 equals infinite. But we know that the velocity cannot be infinite because Einstein proposed that the velocity cannot be higher than the speed of light. And when velocity is infinite, it is higher than the speed of light. So that proves it wrong.
Aristotle believed that objects fall at a speed that is proportional to their weight, meaning that heavier objects fall at a rate faster than lighter objects when compared to their lighter counterparts. When dropping two balls in water in an empty, graduated cylinder, the ball in the empty one should fall faster because air has a density less than that of water. When you consider something like the moon and performing the experiment there, this no longer works.
Aristotle is regarded as the founder of Western philosophy. His studies covered physics. His works are still debated by philosophers today.